Hi, everybody. So I decided to do a little something different with my response. It is for the book that we're reading on our campus, The Energy Bus by Jon Gordon. And like I said, I was going to do something different because when we're looking at how students respond, we need to differentiate how students can respond in different ways. So not just in writing, but there can be verbal, they can be in pictures, they can be in video. So what you see here is my attempt at doing that type of response by doing what I call a sketch note. Sketch notes have been around for maybe over a year or two, and so I wanted to kind of show you my take on chapters 1 and 3. First off, again, doing something different other than just reading the book that was provided for us, I decided to go on to hoopladigital.com and check out the book, The Energy Bus, so I can listen to it audio wise. You know, as teachers, we are very busy. Even though this book is a quick read and it's a great book, sometimes we get distracted, or sometimes it's hard for us to even sit down and stop and read. So I really like doing it this way because I can listen to it, take it in, and even go back and listen to it again just for better clarification instead of just sitting and reading the book. So here's what I've learned so far from reading and listening to this audiobook. Um, we feed off of positive energy. Um, Anytime that we feed off of positive energy, it can be infectious, and we want that to spread. It doesn't necessarily mean that we always need to be positive cheerleaders, even though that's great. Sometimes it's just great to just look at what somebody else is doing and just feeding off of their vibe. And again, like I said, energy can be infectious, so that can be positive or negative. So which one are you going to choose? Because remember, if you are displaying negative energy, people won't want to be around you, or again, that can start to spread, and then your campus or your business doesn't function the way it needs to function. Um, One person can infect a, a organization or a whole bunch of people, which can infect the whole entire environment. So you want to make sure that that energy is very positive and strong. You also need to be aware of what John was saying about those dimmers, the ones that just kind of just come in and they start to suck that energy out, and they're very apparent and they're very noticeable. um, you don't want to be around them, or for some reason you are attracted to them, and so you end up becoming that dimmer that has no energy. I also got out of from those 3 chapters that the energy needs to be heard and acknowledged. Doesn't mean necessarily that you have to follow through with it, but it needs to be respected, and you need to look at it and acknowledge it and try to take bits and pieces from that person who has that positive energy and channel it into yours. One of the other things that I got out of the book from the last chapter was that you have to have a positive outlook on on things. There's a lot of negativity that comes at us every day, but if we look at it from a different perspective, it could really potentially, those negative energies can turn into something that's very positive. A negative, was it a negative times a negative can equal a positive or something like that? I don't know math very well, but always look at the positive outlooks with all those negative energies. The example was in the very beginning, the guy a car could not work, and he really needed to get to work, and he didn't even acknowledge that his wife had a whole bunch of stuff to do as well. Everybody in the household is busy, everybody is feeding off of each other's energy, everybody's excited, everybody's motivated, but he is dismissing everybody's energy except for his. Even though it's low, he's dismissing everybody's energy. So he ended up having to ride the bus, which is what he didn't like. But what happened at the end, he found out that, hey, if you hadn't if you went in the car, you probably, something very tragic would have happened to you. So yes, your car is out of commission. Yes, you may have to pay a lot of money, but if you had kept on driving it, bad things would have happened. So I got out of it, if you kept on going with that negative energy, that negative attitude, you can only go so far, and it can only take you so much to where at some point you end up hitting a wall and you stop and you have to figure out either whether to keep going or it just ends. So that's my take on chapters 1 through 3. Can't wait to listen to chapters 4 through 6. Even though, yes, I even jumped ahead, and I think I'm all the way to 9 just because of the audiobook. But going back and maybe doing another sketch note or doing another type of idea with this book, I'm really looking forward to it. So that's my take on the Energy Bus sketch note wise. Thanks.